and I'm just happy. It's a massive confidence boost for me. Feels quite fast. My mum doesn't like it. I don't have the money for that. I was in a writing slump. I did switch projects, literally shouting at the camera, and I just think it would be really beneficial for me. Hi everyone, so welcome back. Yes, that's welcome back to you and to me, because yes, I'm finally coming back. Honestly, I just can't believe the fact that I'm sat in front of the camera right now with a cup of coffee. It's a nice day out actually. I'm back. It's been a while. I feel like I have a lot of explaining to do and a cup of coffee to drink. I think first things first, I should mention I did get a new camera and I'm just so excited and happy, but I feel like the focus keeps going in and out. I'm not sure why. It's pretty much the exact same camera as I did have. It's just a newer model. So I feel like we should sit here, drink my coffee. If you'd like to get a cup of something as well, feel free. A cup of coffee, tea, hot chocolate, whatever tickles your fancy. And I'm gonna start talking about life and how it's been for the past 9 months that I haven't been on here. I feel like this is long overdue. I've wanted to return for a long time, but I have only just had the means to, and I feel like it's the perfect time to come back. New year, new, I don't want to say like new me, because obviously nothing's changed a lot. Nothing's changed too much. And so I don't want to be that person that goes, new year, new me, because to be honest, not a lot has changed, but I have wanted to come back for a long time, and I'm just happy. Even though at the moment my voice might sound a little bit odd, that's because I am currently ill at the moment, so bear with me. Hopefully it doesn't linger on too much. And I've got like a whole 2 sheets filled in this new notebook for my video planning. So I feel like the first thing I need to address is why I took so much time off, and I think it was just genuinely because I just wanted to like refocus my life, sort of rediscover myself. Like I really wasn't happy with what I was doing, and obviously I went through a big traumatic thing in my life, and I will make sure to leave that video linked down below. It was basically just me talking about my pregnancy and abortion story, so if you are interested in watching that, it is quite a long video, but if you are interested, that will be linked down below. And I haven't lost my mojo, have I? I really haven't. It's like muscle memory, isn't it? My brain is the muscle, but also I haven't forgotten anything, really. I'm just out of practice. So I just spent the last 9 months just focusing on myself, discovering more of who I am and what I want for my life. what I want my life to be, my future and everything like that, my career, and I've had a lot of time to think about things like that, which I'm gonna talk about all in here. But to be honest, I feel like not a lot has changed. Like, I am still working my normal 16 hours, Monday to Thursday, 4 to 8, and to be honest, it just works for me. But I'm also at a point in my life where I do need to stop relying on a part-time job. Especially with the cost of living crisis now, I do need to be thinking about getting a new job this year and working more hours, earning more money. So that's one of the things that hasn't really changed, but it is something that I would like to change this year. Talking of change, some of the other things I'm going to be talking about in this video are driving and my plans for the near and far future. I might leave the far future to a different video though. Oh, but speaking of work, sticking with this whole work, not really changing thing. So in terms of like my hours, that hasn't changed, but there is something quite significant that has changed at work, and it is something that I'm really happy about, and it's really helped with my confidence. None of you will know this if you don't follow me over on Instagram. That'll be linked down below, by the way. Last April, after my trauma thing happened, to be honest, the reason why I'm saying it like that is because I've moved on, and I don't want people jumping down my throats. Like, it's such a controversial thing right now that it's not something I feel like talking about. Like I said, I've moved on and I don't want to be dwelling on it too much. You know, it happened, it's in the past, it's gonna stay that way. But last April, I was actually till trained. I finally had the confidence to speak to a manager that was there at the time to ask to be till trained. And I was, alongside being till trained, so I'm now called Tills quite a lot. I'm on different aisles a lot now as well, doing rebuild, a till 1 because I'm over the age of 18, and only those over 18 can be on till 1 because of like age restricted purposes. And till 1 is so fun. I love till 1, but I don't want to be on it all the time, obviously. And I feel bad for the people that are constantly on till 1. The other thing I also do is, are the chillers. I don't love the chillers, to be fair, not my favourite. My favourite's probably rebuild because I get to be kind of creative. If I had to pick something that I liked doing at work, it's rebuild, but obviously I don't mind tidying, I really don't, and like flashing up the products. So yeah, it's a massive confidence boost for me, and also just, it is kind of very significant, isn't it? So then the next thing that kind of ties into is obviously my mental health because of the trauma. But I feel like in that time I've definitely been able to figure out my ways of like coping and dealing with it, and like managing my symptoms and emotions and stress. I feel like I'm a lot more relaxed when it comes to dealing with my mental health. Like, there are times when I will get really anxious now, and instead of it spiraling down and further down, I feel like it's more of like a circle now. Like, I'm able to identify my triggers, like I'm able to identify my symptoms and try to help myself out, as opposed to this time last year. I think the term I'm looking for is I feel a lot more stable and secure in my mental health now because I've got a great support system around me, like my boyfriend and whatnot, my family, although that's debatable, and it is just easier for me now. Obviously there are definitely some areas that I still need to improve on, but I think for the majority of the time, last night I was feeling kind of overwhelmed because I can't exactly remember why. I think it was because today I knew I had a lot to do and film this video, and instead of like pushing that feeling of overwhelm away, I just let it wash through me, you know? I guess that's one of the things I've stopped doing so much, is pushing my feelings away and ignoring them, and instead I'm acknowledging them. Like, I'm learning more about like psychology and my emotions and feelings and how it affects me, and just realizing that it's okay to feel whatever you feel, and knowing that is a big step, is a big thing to look after your mental health. But then I have also kind of been doing this, I have kind of been practicing like CBT techniques kind of as well, but like in my head, and I feel like sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. But I think just having a couple of like techniques and understanding and everything like that under my belt is really helpful. And then also about this time last year, I upped my dose of sertraline up to 100 milligrams as opposed to 50. That dose change has really helped me. At the moment, I just feel a lot happier within myself. I feel like my glasses are dirty and it's really annoying me. The other thing with my sertraline is that I have been on it since I think 2021. Yeah, I've been on it since March 2021, I believe. So I'm sort of coming up to a point where I need to think about coming off of it and weaning myself off of it, but obviously that's a whole entire thing itself, and I don't want to talk about it too much now because I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But it is something I have been thinking about, like weaning myself off of sertraline. Obviously not on my own, like I'm going to consult a doctor first before doing that, but I just don't think I am at that point yet. It's not something that I plan on rushing. I would never plan on going cold turkey because I know how bad that is. But like I said, I don't plan on rushing or making a decision about that anytime soon, actually. I am running out of coffee. I feel like the next thing I need to address is driving. I know it's something that I've kind of talked about over on Instagram, but I haven't talked about it at all on here because I haven't been here to. Because I actually started my lessons back last June, so it's been 6 months. It's been a really long time. Back then I was sort of like coming towards the end of like my whole theory stuff with my James May app, and I was doing a lot of theory practice and I was ready to like start driving. The first thing I did actually in terms of driving was I went out with my dad and he kind of showed me how to change gears and whatnot. And then in terms of my theory, I took my theory test back last August and I passed. And it was an amazing feeling. I felt so good. I had worked really hard for that and I got the benefits of that. I really did. And I was just so happy that I passed first time. I was so worried about passing as well. And then I obviously carried on with my driving lessons as well. And I booked my practical for the end of this month. And I am shitting myself. I don't feel ready. So yeah, in terms of driving, I want to pass. Obviously, I've been doing a lot more practice recently. I guess we'll just see what happens. I actually do have a car at the moment, and unfortunately, it's actually classed as a sports car, so it's kind of expensive and feels quite fast. My mum doesn't like it whatsoever because I also love driving fast, and it's great in a sports car, but it's also expensive to insure. And I think it's also a diesel engine. Don't quote me on that because I know fuck all about cars. So I do think at some point I will be getting a new car. One that's a petrol, I think my mum said, because apparently they're cheaper at the moment. Or like cheaper to fuel anyway, and also cheaper to insure. But like I said, I know fuck all about cars, so don't quote me on anything. I'm almost out of my coffee as well. I'm on the last dreg. So now I feel like I should probably address all of the changes to the channel that I'm going to be making, because I feel like that's a very crucial part of this update, you know, coming back and everything. What's it gonna be like? Over my time that I've had off, over my very long hiatus, in fact I was I would more so call it a break. Because of all of that time that I had off, I had a lot of time to think, and I think I came to the conclusion that this main channel will be solely for writing vlogs. I just want to do writing vlogs and writing related videos. I miss that part of my channel, I really do, and I want it to be quite relaxed and not as like, you have to do this now, you have to do this then, you have to do this whenever you get a spare moment. Also, I feel like the other thing I need to quickly address is, yes, in the last 9 months I have had a haircut and I have darkened my hair. I have dyed it dark brown and it looks very dark on camera right now. I just want this channel to be a bit more relaxed, more vlog style, with maybe like tidbits of lifestyle in, because like I said, I'm obviously learning to drive at the moment and I'm not gonna not talk about things like that going on in my life that are really big things actually. So I'm still gonna like talk about that kind of stuff, maybe show bits of my life that aren't just writing. I just want it to be relaxed and vlog style, just chill, like a writing week in my life. That is what I'm mainly going to be doing, like weekly writing vlogs. And I think the way I'll probably end up doing it is filming a week, I think Monday to Saturday, or like any days of the week really, between Monday and Sunday, and then that vlog will be uploaded the following Saturday, because yes, my schedule is pretty much staying as it was before my hiatus, my long break. I'm basically going to be sticking with Saturday uploads because Saturday just works for me, but I think I'm actually going to be uploading in the morning at 11 AM. Honestly, it depends, I think. You know, I think what I'll try to do is experiment with like a few times, see what works for me, and then go from there. And then in terms of bonus content, I really don't think there'll be a lot because like I said, I just want it to be focused on writing vlogs. So if there is anything else, I think it'll mainly be uploaded on Thursday or Sunday. This channel will just be focused on my writing progress and a little bit of lifestyle on the side, which will probably be like sprinkled into my vlogs. And I feel like the other thing I should say is that obviously at the moment it is just a plan and the execution of that may be a bit different than I want it to be. Another thing in terms of like my channels, plural, because I do have a music channel, I would also like to be able to reboot my music channel this year, but that probably won't be something that I do in like this first half of the year. I think it'll be more of like a second half sort of thing, because I think for these first 6 months of 2023 I'm just going to be focusing on like life things and this channel. When I do decide to do that, it will, like I said, be focused on music and like production diaries, because one of the things I also want to do this year is buy a MacBook and start actually producing my own music, which is exciting. I'm just very excited for what this year has to offer and everything that I can do this year. And that is my coffee finished. Do I have coffee on my mouth? Yes, I do. And now I'm going to be drinking water because my throat hurts, it's killing me. And then another thing in terms of video stuff like YouTube production and whatnot, you may notice that my videos change ever so slightly at the moment because obviously I didn't have a camera for a long time. So quick thing, my next video will actually be one that I filmed with my webcam because it was one that I filmed quite a while ago and I've edited it all pretty much. So that's coming next, but literally it's just that one video. But obviously now I have my new camera and I'm excited to film all the things. But alongside that, I am now back to using Lightworks as my editing software because the one I was using, DaVinci Resolve 17, it changed. Like there was like a massive update. It's now DaVinci Resolve 18 and my computer is now out of date for that, basically. Because I've had my PC for a few years now, the graphics card in my computer is quite old, so now DaVinci doesn't like it. It's basically so new that it needs a new graphics card, and I don't have the money for that. They're really expensive, and then I'd have to pay for someone to put the new graphics card in, and no, I don't have that money. And so because I'm back to Lightworks, the quality might be a tad different. Don't know why I'm doing this. In terms of plans for like this next year, like I've said, I would actually like to get a new job and a full driving license and a new car. And the other thing, I don't know whether or not this would happen or not. It's definitely a long shot, but I'd like to move out. But also, like I said, it's kind of a long shot because I currently work a part-time job. I'm about to take my driving test, my practical driving test. All the money is about to be drained from my bank account, so moving out is a long shot, definitely. Something else I've already talked about that I plan on doing this year is producing and doing a lot more music and putting it out into the world, and rebooting my music channel as well in like the second half of this year. So that's a long time away. Anyway, speaking of hobbies, obviously this channel is going to be focused on writing. That's another thing I'm going to be doing, just keep on with my writing stuff and doing weekly updates on here. I'm not entirely sure when that's going to start because I do have a few other videos coming out first. Probably start in February, maybe. I do, to be fair, have a lot of like writing updates to do, but I'm not going to do them all in this video because I feel like that would take a long time. I did actually get out of the writing slump that I was in for the longest time. Like, I was in that slump from August 2021 to April 2022. That's 9 months. So the time I've been away in a completely different time period, I was in a writing slump, but obviously I've since gotten out of that. Literally, I got out of that slump as soon as I went on my hiatus. Do I feel like that's some sort of coincidence? Yes. But also, I did switch projects as well. Like, I went from Scarlet Blood Skies to Nothing But Everything to Hide, which could have also been the reason for why I got out of my writing slump. To be honest, I've been pretty consistent with Nothing But Everything to Hide. I've been doing it like regularly, not as regularly now. I'm like editing, coming back again. To be honest, there have been a few times where I have deviated from Nothing But Everything to Hide, but I've always gone straight back to it. But yeah, I will be doing a whole video on how my writing progression went in 2022. Like, I'm going to do a whole video talking about that. There will be a whole update, a whole video where I will be talking about writing. So that's my near future plans. And I'm actually going to leave my far future plans, like I said, to a different video. And we are definitely coming towards the end of this video. We're not quite there just yet. My throat is killing me. I think also what doesn't help is me literally shouting at the camera, but also along with having a new camera, finally. I have mentioned this, but yes, I've been thinking about buying a MacBook for a lot of different reasons, actually. Not just like music production, but video production. Also, it's just a lot more portable, and I just want to not be confined to my desk all the time, because that's what it's like having a PC. I just feel a little bit confined, and I'd like a laptop to be able to be a bit more portable, especially with my writing work as well. I feel like it becomes stagnant after a while. I do think it would be hugely beneficial for me to get a MacBook. And yes, I've started talking a little bit softer now because, like I said, my throat is killing me. Obviously, I love having my PC, but I've had it for a few years now, and obviously I'm still going to use it until it dies on me. But I'm also at a point now where I would like a MacBook for a lot of different reasons. I mean, I have started weighing out the pros and cons, and I just think it would be really beneficial for me to have one. I feel like I've actually covered everything now. Gone through everything, gone through all of my life updates, talked about changes to my channel, and what else is going to be going on in the next year for me and on here. And I think with that being said, I should leave the video here. And like I said, the next video coming out will be one that I filmed with my webcam, and it's actually going to be my what I got for Christmas video, so keep an eye out for that. It may be coming out the same week as this video, don't hold me to that, I'm not too sure. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe down below and ding the bell to be notified for every single time I upload. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!